Hi guys, welcome to vlog number 8 in this series called Building Zamaya. This series is following along the entire build of this project, right up to the opening of Zamaya Fitness Resort to the public. So we're very much on the home straight now, and we finally have the official opening date for Zamaya. Bookings went live last week, and the reaction to that has been really strong. In this episode, we're going to do a detailed walkthrough of the resort's progress, and we're also going to get into a lot of detail about a really big jiu-jitsu announcement that we just made. So at Zamaya, Jiu-Jitsu is going to be a large part of our program. And we recently made a really big announcement that Craig Jones will be the head of Jiu-Jitsu at Zamaya. Along with that, Craig's renowned B team will also be basing themselves out of Zamaya and make it their global HQ. Craig is not only one of the very elite no-gi Jiu-Jitsu and submission grappling competitors, but he's also a total character and legend in the sport. So we sat down with Craig to get into the details about how this partnership is going to look. Craig, good to see you here, man.
Good to be here, man.
We've had something interesting in the works for a while.
Yeah.
It's great to finally get you down, and with a big announcement to put out that, B team is back.
B team is back. Second best gym in the world. Well, now the best gym in the world.
Yeah.
I've been itching to announce this for ages, but we had to
knock it down.
slow it down.
So listen, you had a walk around here for the last couple of days with me, and we really got to see how this thing's going to look. We've seen the jiu-jitsu space itself. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'll be honest, when we first spoke and we called and I saw the pictures and stuff, I was like, well, is this the fire festival? What's going on down here in the jungle, So it's like, to actually have my team of people and stuff talk to you, and everyone's like, no, this is like smooth, as official, as good as it gets, was like a huge relief, because as you can imagine, I bring some ideas, some pictures sometimes that they're like, Craig, but this is the real deal.
Yeah.
We showed up, obviously my business partner Seth showed up, and disbelief.
Yeah, a lot of people at the start, when I put this out and we just had kind of renders, we were going off renders that looked like some kind of just crazy thing from AI or whatever, and people were like, this guy's never going to pull it off.
Yeah.
We got a lot of comments like, oh, this is going to be the fitness fire festival, right? And I was like, well, if it goes down, we'll make a good documentary out of it.
Yeah.
So at least there's something will come from it. But no, we're here now. We're right at the finish line. We're opening in, a couple of months to go still, but we're getting there. The really exciting stuff is, everything we're going to be able to do together here, right? So all the seminars we're bringing down, the level of training we're going to have. Maybe give us an idea of what the plan is really with that.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like, it's hard to lock me down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you managed to do it.
Yeah.
So we spent a huge chunk of time here, monitoring the jiu-jitsu space, participating in the classes. We're going to have a full-time B team black belt here. So it was always going to be a high-level presence on those mats. But obviously, we're going to curate specific camps. So we're going to get the best jiu-jitsu athletes in the world, specifically all the elite B team guys down here, like Joseph Chen. He's young, he's just moved to China, and he was not really that interested in traveling. But then he obviously sees the pictures of this. He's like, oh, maybe, yeah.
Makes sense, right?
I'll make an exception for this one, you know? So I just think state-of-the-art facility in a country I love that's accessible to everyone. Because the problem was with the old B team being in Austin, Texas, it's like, man, you lose access to some parts of the world. And I love bringing tourists in. They get that curated, just that fun vibe of the mats. You know what I mean? They get that experience. They would watch us on YouTube. They'd be like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be in the room.
I don't think we're going to have trouble getting really awesome trainers. I mean, like I said to you the other day, we've had about 3,000 applications for trainers here.
That's crazy.
I don't even know what to do with half of them. It's a lot of work just getting through them. So I think, we're going to get a lot of awesome people down training here. And functionally, obviously, we want to make the best jiu-jitsu setup, the best experienced guys there, and just an amazing, training experience for people. And then I suppose from my side of it is trying to make the most beautiful setup for people, and trying to do something that is I always say, trying to take people out of their normal training environment into something just altogether more fantastic for them, where they're like, well, what the hell is this, So I think, the functionality and the experience of training combined with the kind of architecture and the beauty of what we're trying to make, and it's a pretty compelling package when you put them together. And I think, I don't know, you've been all around the place, you can tell me, but I think we have a shot at kind of making the you know, the most beautiful kind of best setup for jiu-jitsu that there might be around, you know?
100%, yeah. I think, like, obviously traveled a lot like you, done a lot of crazy adventures, been to a lot of different places, obviously been to a lot of elite facilities as well for seminars and stuff. And it's like, there's not one thing I would add here. You know what I mean? Like, I walk in, I go, it's like, what are we missing?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, and on top of that, not just the facility, but like I really piqued my interest with like your architectural like details, the finer points and shit. Like you care about every layer. Like you talking to me about bamboo, about imported furniture. You know what I mean? No stone left unturned around.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an obsession with it, right? But like we were saying, like that's the only way to do it, really, isn't it? You know, and just all in with this stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that if you have a plan B, you're not committed to plan A.
Yeah, plan is probably not going to work so well.
Yeah, so I throw all in. Like that's part of the reason, right? Like it's obviously like, there's a lot of like facilities and stuff that have offered me positions before, but it's like, it's more about the person behind it, you know? And like, obviously, first of all, you're one of the boys, you know? Like, you're not some weird dude out here in the jungle starting a cult.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Right. But yeah, like, I mean, just, like you've been hitting this for so long.
It's a long road, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like we were saying to you yesterday, it's nearly 8-year road to get here. And you know, at the start, just arriving down here with the idea, no Spanish, really never built anything before, no clue how to pull it off. It took me a couple of years to put it together. I had some partners at the time, and then COVID happened. The whole thing kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
And I was like, like the stubborn bastard I am, just didn't want to give up on it, and stuck with it, and just managed to pull it off myself, you know, and kind of just went all in. You know, we sold villas integrated with the resort. If I didn't sell those, I was dead.
Yeah.
So it was like, burn the ships, no going back. So I would have been left with a chunk of jungle sitting here on my own like a weirdo, or here we are, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, that really resonated with me, because like that's sort of how I've thrown myself into everything, like building B team, like creating kind of that media empire for jiu-jitsu, and then obviously CJI. There was never a plan B.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if we're doing it, we're going all in. It's gonna be a lot of difficulties, challenges, a lot of people doubting you, obviously self-doubt, and then just full send, you know? Like you said, like it's gonna hit big or spectacularly fail. Right. I'm happy either way.
If you're going down, go down in flames.
If
you're gonna make it spectacular. So another thing that's important, you know, at Zamaya, of course, it's for really high level training, right? But we want it to be a really accessible place and really welcoming for everybody, right? So all the way to complete beginner. You know, we're gonna have lady specific, you know, jiu-jitsu retreats. And we want it to be a really welcome environment for female athletes, for all different levels. You know, it's hard to it's a fine line to tread between, you know, somewhere that's really pro in terms of the experience people are gonna have, but not intimidating for a lot of people. And making sure that people know, like, maybe they're aspirationally want to be at that level, and for them it's a treat, like being able to go and like train with some of the best guys in the world without thinking that they're going to get, you know, bent in half. So, you know, like it's like the equivalent. Maybe B team is there and you guys are some of the best guys in the world. It's like we were using the analogy the other day that, you know, someone who's into their basketball, having the ability to go and, you know, play with LeBron James or something, or train with them. It's kind of trying to create something that's the equivalent to that for someone into their jiu-jitsu, right? And having that experience, you know, in terms of the training, and also just being in the environment that Zamaya is going to be. So maybe, you know, if you can, you know, talk a bit to, you know, that, you know, leveling that field for everyone and making it really welcoming for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we really tried to shape at B Team, as sort of like a, jiu-jitsu can be elitist at times. It can feel very it is very intimidating, right? Like I started at 15, so I sort of was thrown into it before I had to even worry about the weird, like, it is a weird sport, you know what I mean? You're like, you're very close, you're sweating in each other's mouths and stuff like that. So you sometimes forget about, like, for someone that's just starting out, what that experience is like, right? So, and I also think the first point of contact you have, it has to go pretty well. Right? Because it's, again, a pretty weird sport. If you go in, it's a weird vibe. You're potentially losing those people from our sport. Like, genuinely good people might go in and be like, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It looked weird, but it is weird, you know what I mean? But B team was really like, we focused on, it was like an everyman sort of thing, you know? Like, again, obviously the name, B team, second best, you know what I mean? Like we're trying to draw in all crowds, give them the best experience, but also be very personable because obviously in jiu-jitsu, let's just say there's a lot of people that can't make eye contact.
Right.
They express themselves on the mats, you know what I mean? That's how they speak. But yeah, I really tried to make it more of a welcoming experience for all people, like men and women.
So Craig, like apart from, you know, having really high level trainers there and, you know, having the classes, scheduled classes in Zamaya itself, obviously a big goal of you guys is to bring some really big seminars down. A lot of those during the year are going to be like Craig Jones led seminars. Also, you're going to have some other seminars with some, you know, heavy hitters from jiu-jitsu coming in that are affiliated with your gym and stuff. But it's also open to all different gyms and teams and hosts to bring down all different kinds of groups. Maybe talk us through that.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like when you were explaining to me, it was hard to like quite comprehend, right? Because like when we travel around and do these seminars and stuff, oftentimes it's like, I might do a 5-day camp, but like, and then a dinner, we throw some things in. But like the way you've turned it into a turnkey operation, you know what I mean? Like the guy that hosts a seminar or the woman or any event here, they can just curate the package at the start and it's a turnkey operation. Again, like a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, we appear to have CTE, but we're just, we spend so much time on the mats that like we're not very good at other parts of life. You know what I mean? Like, so for a jiu-jitsu guy that wants to come down and run a camp, like you can curate the experience exactly as you want. And what I really like about it is the access, because you said like about, oh, you could show up and potentially train with like the Jordan or Kobe or of your sport, right? But what I really appreciate about this is the host is going to be a part of the activities and they can curate those specific activities. So you don't just get the access. Because again, like you'd love to play one-on-one with Jordan, but you'd also love to have dinner with him.
For sure.
Love to head to a cenote with him, you know, like, so I think it's about curated access.
What we're trying to do is just kind of take all that admin workload out of the hands of people. We have a whole team of planners that are just doing all the behind the scenes, like a wedding planner, except for a retreat for Zamaya. So we have a team that's just kind of doing all of that admin work, all the logistics, all the transfers, organizing all the tours. So the people that are running the retreats or the host, they just don't really need to worry about it. It's all just, they get to free their mind a little bit and enjoy the time and actually give the best value they can and spend time with the people that are on the retreat or seminar with them, rather than like panicking about all these other little things and whether they're being done right. So that's kind of what we're trying to create, an environment where we're offering this kind of opportunity on a plate for people to host these seminars in a way where it's really easy and where also they can make a chunk of money with us, right? So it kind of works on all fronts.
Yeah, because I mean, that's a big thing for me is like, I obviously want, when I do a seminar, I want that to be a special experience. But if I'm worried about, oh, is this gonna go wrong? Like what's happening with the accommodation? You know what I mean? Like I gotta forget about that, eliminate the stress of that. That's handled, and I gotta focus on the people, which is what they want anyway. And again, when we curate our own experience, these are gonna be things I wanna do, and we'll get to share those experiences with the attendees without me having to be organizing, oh, how many people going, you know what I mean? Like,
is someone stuck at the airport or, you know.
I don't want, the host should know, you know what I mean? Like we should be locked in, focused on giving them the best event.
That's our goal. So Craig, another important point for, you know, the big seminars that we're planning to host, not just jiu-jitsu, but all the different type of training types that we're doing, is the accessibility to Tulum in Mexico, right? A lot of people, if they're outside the United States, they might have visa issues trying to go to the States to bring seminars there. So kind of the ease of access to Tulum is a big one for a lot of people from around the world to come, really.
Yeah, and again, like I can't hammer home enough how often when we had our pre-existing HQ, was like I'd have people messaging me from all around the world being like, man, we can't get in to America, right? And what I think is so beautiful about your location is Mexico's easy for everyone to come to, but we're not even ignoring North America. It's so close. It's just so close.
Yeah, 3.5-hour flight from New York City. I think there's, you know, when I was doing the numbers of the first Zamaya location, you know, where's the ideal place in the world for me to do the first one? Of course, I'm planning to do a bunch of these around the world, but it had to be close to the east coast of the United States and Canada. Within a 4-hour flight of here, there's about 400 million people.
Yep.
You know, and half of those are freezing half the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ticked all the boxes for me in terms of access, and also in terms of being able to get into the country and have a visa for pretty much anybody.
And we'll remind them during winter about
sure.
their suffering over there, where
For
it
sure.
could be.
For sure, yeah. So any idea, Craig, like when we do the first one? You know, we're open September 17th. We got a few big retreats, non-jiu-jitsu retreats coming in already, but we better get lined up for one. Huh?
I think beginning of October.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's like kick it off straight out the gates, right?
Let's do it, man. Yeah, for sure. And we put some really awesome package together with like really cool excursions and a lot of cool things put in, and maybe a big party on the last night or something.
Yeah, we'll save it. It's no alcohol on site.
Yeah, right.
But obviously, we'll celebrate the end of the camp. We're still going to have a fun experience.
We'll have a
Tulum,
blowout at the end of
you
it.
know,
For sure.
we just won't ruin every other guest experience.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Right.
I love that about it too, because it's good for me too. Like if I'm here, locked in, no distractions. If I'm traveling around and stuff, if I had to walk into a resort and someone's like, Greg, have a shot of tequila.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not no saint. I'm not like some puritanical guy. I'm Irish, for God's sake. So like, you know, our whole culture was based around booze. We kind of made a call in Zamaya that we don't have booze like at the restaurant, at the pool and stuff. We'll have quite a few people like coming to get away from that.
Exactly.
So the idea was, you know, if we have people who are on that kind of wavelength, and then you have a bunch of other people who are just hammering beers in the pool, it's going to be a kind of weird dynamic. So we're not stopping anybody like going out and enjoying themselves. Some of the best beach bars and clubs and parties in the world are here in Tulum. So we're all for it, you know, at the last nights of retreats and stuff, let's have at it. Let's go and have a good time. But just at the resort itself, I thought that was the call to make, you know, and maybe, you know, for my own detriment, because, you know, it's a lot of money to be made selling booze. But, you know, we were talking about this yesterday. For me, it's not about max money extraction with this thing. It's like trying to build something. It's a business, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're trying to run a business and make a profit, but in a way where we're trying to give like really good value to people. You know, I think a lot of people see the designs of what we're doing and they're like, oh, this place is going to be a total rip-off. Or they just kind of assume that because that's kind of what they're used to with their places. I mean, you know, cheap is a relative term. It depends kind of who you're talking to, but you know, for what I've built here and the amount it cost, you know, obviously it has to cost something, but I think we're going out the gate at very reasonable pricing. That's kind of surprising a lot of people, and that for me is kind of more important than, you know, trying to make extra 25% margin out of someone. It's not. I'm in this for a kind of long game. Like I said, I want to do a bunch of these around the world, and it's kind of like my baby. I want to grow that brand, and I think having people come down and be like, that was awesome, and like I felt like it was just really reasonable. I'll get more satisfaction from that than I will just trying to rinse people for some extra amount of money. So I think, you know, people might be pleasantly surprised at some of the package rates we'll do for a lot of these seminars and stuff. And you've run seminars before in other places. Like, I don't know, what do you reckon? I think we're going to be in a pretty good price range for people.
For sure. I mean, like, again, like it was one of those calls where it's like too good to be true, you know? And then even when I was here and we were like, I was trying to build out different options on like how I could package it up, where obviously like train once, twice a day, cenote visit, beach visit, all these other things. And it was like not making sense to me because I was like, that seems too cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, even including accommodation, food, everything's covered. I'm like, you're getting like basically, it felt like regular resort prices or hotel prices, but you actually have a unique seminar experience.
To it,
Like, there's so many layers to that, which is like, again, still mind blowing that you're able to do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not, you know, it's volume as well. So if, maybe it's a bit risky, but you know, you go out at very reasonable prices, and I think there's enough people like us out there that want to go and have an experience and a training experience like this and make it their vacation, where they have this focus that's something they really love, and they're not just sitting around, you know, whatever, just drinking booze by a pool. There's a lot more to it. You can do that too, but there's a lot more to it. And I think my bet is that there's enough volume of people that I don't need to put very high prices. And if I go out at reasonable prices and we get that volume in, it works out pretty much the same for me either way. So, you know, it's maybe reverse logic for a lot of places. They want to just maximize their revenue at the start. But for me, it's about giving that value and making people think, oh, it's kind of surprising, you know, for people. And that is what ultimately will turn it into, you know, 6 resorts.
For sure, yeah. And that's what, I mean, that's a philosophy I try to keep as well. Like, I keep my price points for seminars lower because it's like, I want them to feel like they got true access, true value for money.
Right.
And ultimately, I agree with you from a business perspective is that they trust you.
Yep.
They want to go back.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's a reasonable, he's a good person. You know what I mean? Like it's,
and didn't rinse me.
yeah, I think that's super important. Yeah. And there's a lot of like, a lot of places out there that are trying to.
I'm kind of allergic to someone ever having that feeling about here. It would be just gross to me, you know, like someone comes down, they leave, it's like, I was a rip-off. Like, oh no, that'll just hurt me, you know? So I'm kind of a bit paranoid about it. So trying to go out like just max value, you know?
Yeah, and I feel the same way with my teaching and stuff. Like I would hate to ever offer an experience at a price point where they were like, oh, well,
He's taking the piss.
Yeah, it's like, that's too much money. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're offering access to jiu-jitsu and they get to meet people and stuff, but like, if I put on a bad seminar and there's bad reviews, that does bother me a great deal.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you really care about their experience.
So Craig, you know, apart from the seminars and stuff we were running, you know, an interesting one for me, I know that you're training like a lot of really high level fighters now from UFC and different places. You know, it'd be awesome for me to see some of those guys here. I don't know, you know, would bring a lot of weight, kind of validation to the place. I'm a big UFC fan. It'd be awesome to see some guys down training like this place I built, you know, it would be a cool moment. What do you reckon? You think we might get some down?
Yeah, I mean, like we've spoken about before, like I think this is honestly what the UFC tells fighters that the Performance Institute is. Yeah. Like I think you've outdone them. I've been there, you know what I mean? Like, and in terms of fighters and stuff, like what more could you ask for? Not just in terms of like visit, like I'm coached 10 UFC title fights now, so I've been in some heavy camps, Volkanovski, Jack Teller. Like this is ultimately not just a training experience dream for them. If they just want to come down and learn, really, and that's what the off season is, out of camp, is about sort of learning new skills, whereas this is the dream for that. But then on top of that, a fight camp here would be perfect for
yeah.
Because like, say for example, one of these villas, you can fit the core.
They come in, their whole team stay in one of the villas, all the meal prep is done for them. They probably have their nutritionist. That nutritionist can work with the kitchen, just dial in exactly how they're doing that weight cut or whatever they need to do. And then all this, you know, the whole thing is just pretty set up for them right on their doorstep. There's not even any traveling. You can just kind of bury yourself in the middle of the Zamaya and just totally lock in, you know?
Octagon, ring, jiu-jitsu, mat space, they got their strength and conditioning, they got their recovery
stuff.
And again, like I think this adds so much value for a fighter is that they're trying to avoid distractions. And obviously bad distraction, alcohol, right?
Right.
So it's like they're not coming here and there's a bunch of drunk fans around the place, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's honestly one of the most perfect fight camp experiences. And for my own self-interest, I'd rather be training these guys in Tulum than anywhere else.
Or in some cold, I don't know, in the winter in like, you know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love Australia, so like those two boys are in Australia, but like, I mean, it's a hell of a long way to go.
Yeah.
You know, I go all the way over there, train them to fly all the way back to America.
Right.
So it's like, and I think it's very important for those guys to have a time zone adjustment. So even if they typically spend a week in the US before their fight, like tack on an extra week here. It's a perfect
setup. Yeah, I look forward to, I mean, I'd love to see it, you know, so that was part of, you know, the idea when I put this thing together, it was like, it was kind of an aspirational goal for me, you know, this place that a lot of the really top level guys would want to come, and hopefully we're getting there.
I often take credit where it's not due, but they say I have the antidote to Dagestan wrestling. So that's a very good marketing strategy. And I get a lot of fighters that are like, hey, we want to work with you. But again, it's a big commitment, you know what I mean? But like a lot of those guys are in America. We're just down here. You can come and learn any of the skills that I've given Volkanovski or Jack, or pretended that I gave them. That'll be waiting for you here as Zamaya.
Awesome. Awesome, Craig. Look, man, it's going to be a fun ride. You know, it's going to be awesome fun, and look forward to kicking off in a few months, man.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay.
Aquí estamos con Alejandro, el supervisor de toda la obra de Zamaya. Alejandro, esta es la entrada principal, la recepción. Ya estamos instalando el bambú. ¿Qué falta que hacer y cuánto tiempo falta para terminar todo eso?
Así es, David, aquí nos encontramos. Estamos a escasos 5 o 7 días de terminar la última capa de lo que es el bambú, que lo podemos observar. ¿Qué falta después de eso? Nos vamos con los acabados de los muros, instalación de carpintería y cancelería, que ya está en proceso de taller, ya no es traerla para instalar. En 2 semanas, 3, estamos terminando lo que es carpintería y estamos listos en la parte de la recepción.
Bueno, Alejandro, aquí estamos en el pabellón, el corazón de todo el proyecto, ¿no? Por fin ya tenemos la estructura de acero ya hecho. Fue algo muy complicado.
Bastante.
Falta toda la parte de bambú ahora, que es la parte más complicada, ¿no? Entonces, ¿cómo vamos a lograr eso?
Exacto, Dave. Estamos en la parte principal, hacer una estructura bastante compleja por la forma tan orgánica que tiene, las alturas, y trabajar con acero y con estas formas ha sido bastante interesante, pero estamos echándole todos los kilos. ¿Qué es lo que falta ahorita con el bambú? Bueno, a partir de la próxima semana vamos a estar interactuando con más gente de trabajo, mayores roles, y vamos a implementar 3 horarios de trabajo, en la mañana, en la tarde y en la noche, trabajando 24/7 durante los próximos 2 meses.
Ojalá que lo vayamos a lograr.
Claro que sí, es un gran reto, pero lo vamos a lograr.
Bueno, Alejandro, toda la estructura de bambú ya está hecho, solo estamos en las últimas partes de los acabados, ¿no?
Detalles.
Estamos instalando esta fachada de madera que va alrededor de todo el edificio, ¿no? Es medio complicado. La madera vino de Indonesia y es como medio rompecabezas para instalarlo, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo van?
Bien, aquí estamos haciendo una mezcla de una interacción entre 2 disciplinas, lo que es carpintería y herrería. Como podemos observar, estamos haciendo la soldadura de las partes metálicas de la madera, y al final vamos a hacer un detallado de cada una de las piezas. Todo esto es como un rompecabezas, como bien lo mencionaste. Entonces vamos haciendo toda una interacción entre piezas para generar esa fachada como nos lo marca el proyecto.
Se va a ver muy interesante una vez
Interesante la forma que lleva.
El gimnasio principal ya está.
Ya está.
Solo faltan unas partes de acabados. Ya estamos instalando el piso de goma, armando unas máquinas. Todavía es medio bodega con todos los muebles del hotel, pero ya está casi listo.
Es correcto, ya lo que es el edificio, como lo podemos observar, está totalmente terminado. Adentro ya estamos destapando todos los equipos de gimnasio que ya llegaron, los estamos armando para empezarlos a acomodar en su destino final.
Bueno, Alejandro, el restaurante ya está casi listo, ¿no?
Casi listo.
Todo el techo ya está hecho, que es la parte más fuerte. Miles de tiras de bambú estaban instalando durante meses y se ve increíble, ¿no? ¿Qué más falta aquí? Los pisos acabados, como ya tenemos el techo.
Ya, de hecho, como podemos observar, esta fue una estructura muy compleja porque fue una tira una por una. Entonces, un trabajo completamente artesanal. Estamos ya a punto de terminarlo. ¿Y qué sigue? Bueno, lo que son los acabados del exterior, que también ya son acabados muy rápidos.
Bueno, Alejandro, por fin el albergue ya tiene agua. Es un momento grande para mí, ¿no? Para verlo así. Obviamente eso no es su color final, este verde. Se va a ver mucho más turquesa y azul porque falta el acabado, ¿no?
Es correcto, Dave. Ahorita está llena la alberca, como lo podemos observar. ¿Por qué? Porque estamos haciendo pruebas para probar la hermeticidad de la estructura junto con las instalaciones. Después de 24 horas podemos validar que no tenemos ningún problema, ninguna filtración, y procederemos a hacer el acabado final de la misma.
Para darle este color lindo.
Ya con el color turquesa como debe de ser.
Alejandro, aquí estamos en uno de los suites del hotel y los suites ya están listos.
Ya estamos al 95%. Ya aquí ya estamos prácticamente terminados. Únicamente nos falta recibir el mobiliario, cerrar la cancelería que nos llega la próxima semana y estamos listos.
Se quedó muy bien el techo de bambú. Era algo complicado, pero se ve muy bien.
Sí, aquí tuvimos que meter una capa hermética para igualmente procurar la eficiencia del aire acondicionado, pero está funcionando perfectamente.
Y ya pudimos llenar el espejo de agua afuera, ya tiene su acabado.
Es correcto, esta parte del espejo de agua ya pasó las pruebas de hermeticidad, todas las pruebas con instalaciones, únicamente hacemos el llenado final y estamos terminados de este lado.
So guys, we're right on the home straight now. The finish line is right in our sights. We're going to be open in a couple of months. We finally have the bookings open. It's going to be a lot of hectic updates in the next few months, so we'll see you in the next vlog.